Hi guys. So I just made my YouTube can shut down your YouTube small video channels for not being commercially viable starting December 10th. And one thing I didn't mention was one of the red flag keywords are Bible verses. That's me. And but what this is doing to me is it's making me remember that I have many videos that I put out that were in a time of preparation for the second coming. We are to be watchful. We are the bride of Jesus Christ, our Savior. And there's a Jewish tradition back in the days of the Roman time period is that a bride and a groom would get engaged and they were like married, but the groom would leave and the bride would stay with her parents. And he would prepare a house. This is true. This is what they used to do. And there's such an analogy as to what's in the scriptures because the people understood it in those days, and we don't in these days. So their tradition was the groom would go and prepare a house for him and the bride and live with his parents. And he would, build, add on. Like if anyone's been to the Middle East, a lot of times, excuse me, you can see that it still happens. So there'll be the parents' house on the bottom floor, and then the guy that's going to get married will add onto the bottom floor a new floor. Okay, so Jesus is talking to his disciples in John chapter 14 verses 1 through 4, and it says here, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. My Father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I'm going there to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you may also be where I am. You know the way to the place where I am going." Now, what's really cool here is if you look at it in the analogy of the bride and the groom, Jesus is talking here. This is the living word. We can hold on to this. Okay? First of all, our hearts shouldn't be troubled. Yes, he's gone. We long for his coming. We long to be with him and to see him, right? But it says his Father's house has many rooms. And I'm repeating this, but I am going to prepare a place for you. That's what he's doing right now for each and every one of us. He's preparing a place for us, the bridegroom. And while we wait, we are the bride, watching and being ready. So he also gives us a promise in saying that he will come back to take us as the bride comes for the bridegroom to be with him so that we also can be where he is. Now, isn't that just something that's a promise that we can really hold on to? If Jesus is preparing a house for us, the bride makes herself ready. Do you understand? So when the groom is going out and he's adding on to the house and making a house for him and his bride, the bride is at her parents' house waiting and, guess keyword, watching. Because no one knows the day or the hour that he's going to come. Now, they didn't have telephones. They didn't have mail. They didn't have computers. They didn't have those things. So nobody knew when the groom was going to come to get the bride. But she had to make herself ready and be watchful at all times. Because when he came, she had to be ready to go. So that's an analogy to Jesus Christ and his second coming to us. So we're in that time of preparation. We're in that time of watchfulness, to watch and be ready. Think of ourselves as the bride who's so in love with the groom, who can't wait for him to come back. You know, like that first love when you couldn't wait to go see that person, you know, to go on a date or to go for walks with or whatever, you know, think clean here. And there was that heart pounding anticipation, that good feeling inside. Looking out the window, is he coming yet? That's how we should be. And I just want to admonish you with that. It's a glorious thing. I love you all. Bye.